Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more Phyrexia All Will Be One action, and today I'm excited to bring you a very special deck because we're playing a combo that I think you've probably never seen before. It's a bit complicated, so we're gonna have a bit of a larger breakdown of we'll probably have like basically a full deck here at the beginning, and we also have actually two decks that we'll be looking at. The one that we're looking at currently is probably the safer, the more competitive version if you want to actually try and perform this combo on the ladder and rank up. You can win with this deck without actually doing the combo, but the combo is a very fun way to secure the win, and maybe secure the win if you're struggling to get enough damage through without the opponent dealing with your stuff. But yes, we have a very interesting combo. This combo, I didn't actually come up with the main combo pieces. I would like to say is that somebody posted about this in Swayze's Discord by someone by the name of GSOAS with Jesus Avatar. So, but they were mentioning how Scheming Fence, if you use Scheming Fence, it enters the battlefield, you may choose a non-land permanent. Activated abilities of the chosen permanent can't be activated. Scheming Fence has all the activated abilities of the chosen permanent except for loyalty abilities. And then lastly, you may spend mana as though it is mana of any color to activate those abilities. So the fact that you can go ahead and target Haloed Fountain and turn it into a creature while also filtering the mana using mana of any color allows us to actually combo off with Scheming Fence, Haloed Fountain, and Cradle Clearcutter. Now, Cradle Clearcutter isn't particularly important to this plan. It's just anything that can tap for more than 3 mana is basically what we need. Is if we can tap for 3 mana, what we could go ahead and do is, well, we can tap Scheming Fence, which is now Haloed Fountain, and Cradle Clearcutter, tapping Cradle Clearcutter for mana, and tapping Scheming Fence to activate the second ability on Halo Fountain, which untaps both of those creatures, because Halo Fountain is theoretically a creature, because Scheming Fence has become it, in a way. We can go ahead, untap both of those creatures, draw a card, and we'll have netted 1 mana with Cradle Clearcutter. So then we can go ahead and repeat that process, draw through our deck, create infinite mana, and find the rest, or basically the last important piece of the combo, which is going to be anything that can tap down all of the creatures that we will go ahead and create. So we go ahead with Scheming Fence, which is now Haloed Fountain. We've generated, let's say we have 20 mana at our disposal. What we want to go ahead and do is we'll go ahead and use the first ability on Scheming Fence a bunch of times to create up to 15 creatures, so that we can go ahead and then use the last ability, which is untap 15 creatures you control, you win the game. Well, the problem is Halo Fountain's first ability does not create tapped creatures. So while we're drawing through our library with the second ability and generating our mana, we're going to be looking for Mindlink Mech. We need something that can tap down all of our creatures, and what you can do is once you have all those creature tokens, despite them having summoning sickness, they can go ahead and crew vehicles. So then you can go ahead and crew Mindlink Mech with all of your creatures. When you go ahead and into the crew interface, you can select all of your creatures, and that will tap down all of them, and then you just need 5 mana floating to go ahead with Scheming Fence, untap Scheming Fence, and then 14 other creatures using the third ability on the Halo Fountain Scheming Fence, and you get to go ahead and win the game right on the spot. As long as your opponent has no like interaction for your creatures, you kind of just win there. The problem is this combo is really hard to pull off, in the sense that we need 3 things on the battlefield here. We need Scheming Fence, Cradle Clearcutter, and Haloed Fountain, or Halo Fountain, and we need Halo Fountain on the battlefield before Scheming Fence, so that Scheming Fence can target the Haloed Fountain, or Halo Fountain. And then we need Cradle Clearcutter also on the battlefield with at least 3 power. And they need to not have summoning sickness. So we have to like pass the turn with this up, give it to our opponent, and hope that they don't ruin our setup here. So in order to go ahead and set up the board for us to actually win with this combo, what we have here is we have a Bant control shell. So we're just using Sunset Revelry, like life gain, creature dorks to block, kind of potentially draw cards. Joint Exploration can help us ramp, as well as Scry 2 draw a card that can help us find particular answers that we need. And we have Wandering Emperor as basically like one of the best planeswalkers in the entire format and standard. Because so we can use Wandering Emperor as removal. It will gain us 2 life, which is nice because that can help buffer us against opponents' attacks and everything. And then after we remove something with Wandering Emperor, the next turn we can go ahead and depopulate, and then use Wandering Emperor's like abilities to start refilling up our board so we can keep on chumping, keeping things going just the way we like. And then we have Memory Deluge here to look at the top X cards, where X is the amount of mana spent on the spell, and then we can also flashback it for 7. When we're comboing off, instead of drawing through our entire library to find our 1 copy of Mindlink Mech, usually what we'll do is we'll go ahead, generate a bunch of mana, and then Memory Deluge, try and find that Mindlink Mech, flash it back if we can't find it again, and then hopefully by then we'll have found the Mindlink Mech. The only problem with that is it does require us to have blue mana open, because we need at least 1 blue mana to cast a Mindlink Mech. The backup plan is we do have Energy Refractor here, which we can pay any color mana. So we have infinite green mana. We can just play this down and then filter it into blue, or filter our infinite green mana into blue mana, so we can go ahead, play the Mindlink Mech, and then tap down all our stuff and combo off. We also have Farewell, because of course we have Farewell. We're just kind of a sweepers deck. Sweepers install with Wandering, and then we can refill and find answers with Memory Deluge, Joint Exploration. We also have Endless Detour here, which can act as sort of a suitor counterspell. It can bounce things that our opponent has on the board back up. It can also bounce our stuff back up from on the board. And then it can also return things from our graveyard. So if we need to, in a pinch, we can return a Depopulate, a Farewell, or we can also use it to return combo pieces that we may have ended up playing out to chump or sweepered away with Depopulate. So that's the Bant shell. We'll probably be playing this deck first, but I will first hop over to the Tyvar shell. This one is the one that actually includes some new cards, because we're playing Tyvar here from Phyrexia All Will Be One. But similarly, we have Scheming Fence, we got the Mindlink Mech, we got the Halo Fountain, and then in terms of our mana generator of choice, we're using Deathbloom Ritualist. It's a 5 mana, 3/5, add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So we can generate infinite rainbow colors if we want, which is relevant because then we don't have to worry about putting in like an Energy Refractor to play our Mindlink Mech if necessary. But this, I'll say, is a much more sturdy combo, or in the sense that we can find our combo pieces pretty easy, and then we can combo off instantly thanks to Tyvar Jubilant Brawler, which says you may activate abilities of creatures you control as though they had haste, and then Tyvar also allows you to untap a creature once, and then you can also -2 mill 3 cards, and then you return a creature card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Now, this helps us to use our graveyard as a resource, and since we're going to be milling, we have things like Dryad's Revival to go ahead and return a card from our graveyard to our hand, because, well, we can return creatures from our graveyard really easily with Tyvar, but the problem is Halo Fountain and Mindlink Mech are artifacts, so if we end up milling them, we need a way to get them back. Well, we also have, besides Dryad's Revival, we have Shigeki, which is Channel ability, XX 2 green, discard Shigeki, return X non-land cards from your graveyard to your hand. Shigeki's mill ability is also somewhat relevant, but we can also return Shigeki from our graveyard to the battlefield with Tyvar's -2. And then the nice thing about these colors is we also have, well, we're playing 6 tutors here. We got Diabolic Intent, 2 mana. As initial cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, and then shuffle. So with this, we can go ahead, sacrifice like our Blanchwood Prowler, which is going to mill and find us lands. we can go ahead, sack that Blanchwood Prowler, go ahead, find our Halo Fountain so we can play it out there, and then eventually play our Scheming Fence and everything like that. Fauna Shaman, also another tutor here, but it can only tutor up creatures, and we need to discard a creature to do so. But it is really nice because we can go ahead, tutor up Shigeki to go then pick up our Halo Fountain and our Mindlink Mech if we need it. Besides that, we also are playing a very similar kind of like to populate Sunset Revelry as our kind of protection. I don't think this combo is going to be very competitive. This particular brew is going to be very competitive on the ladder just because, well, people are out for your throat on the ranked ladder. It's aggro, it's all the best stuff. Like you gotta watch out for the amount of removal and just pain that mono black, mono red soldiers and the like bring. So I think we'll go ahead and start off with our Bant Fence Fountain, which is the Bant Control Shell, and see if we can go ahead and combo off. But yeah, if you enjoy Magic the Gathering Arena videos, consider subscribing and leaving a like. It helps with the video a ton. And we try and make new, unique videos every single day. Ooh, this hand looks bad. Double Sunset Revelry is kind of nice, though. We'll give it a whirl. I mean, we have Wandering Emperor, which is pretty good. It's just we only have 2 lands, and we don't have a sweeper in hand. Sunset Revelry can do a lot of work, though. Oh, god damn it. You're not playing mono white, aren't you? Please don't tell me you're playing mono white removal. We're just gonna go play out our Scheming Fence, I think. Actually, you know what? We're not gonna even bother. Yeah, this is mono white land destruction. Alright, we're gonna have a blast of a time, quite literally. I think we'll just play out this Cradle Clearcutter as a way to ramp. Not too worried about playing out our combo pieces right now because we need to figure out what our opponent's up to. And we don't have any sweepers in hand. The nice thing is when Emperor can put +1 counters on Cradle Clearcutter, so we can eventually buff it up to the point where we could combo off with it as it stands. Our opponent, what are you up to? We're gonna go ahead and just pass the turn. Because we can just flash in an Emperor on their turn. Sorry, I was getting a drink of water.
I am the Emperor Kamigawa. We must protect the people.
We'll go ahead and just go for the most lethal plan here. We can Scheming Fence their Bank Buster. This is kind of mean. It removes the ability for them to draw cards with it, which can try and choke them out of their lands even further. I guess this is the alternate plan is just to play the ban. Usually the way I've been playing this deck is I've been just holding up the combo pieces in hand for a long while. So it is kind of funny playing out Cradle Clearcutter and everything. Exile. Well, they can't exile any of our other stuff because of the fact they only have 1 planes, which is very funny. Very funny. I'm gonna do this so we can play out a full cost Cradle Clearcutter because that generates extra mana. And we're gonna go ahead, pack in, I think. And then I think we're just gonna go for the old jank beatdown. Salty Walrus with the Destroy Evil. They do not have much gas here, do they? We're not gonna get lethal as it stands, so we're gonna go ahead and generate another creature.
We must protect the people.
I do wonder what Scheming Fence, no counters on Scheming Fence, what would do. Remove a counter. Well, I shouldn't be able to even activate it because there's no counters on it. That's very annoying, you know that, opponent? I mean, we have lethal next turn. Alright, well, we just win because our opponent got completely choked out of lands. I'm very glad, though. That would have been a terrible matchup. Mono white like land destruction. That is a tournament. Uh, what one or like one of the archetypes that have shown up in like best of three tournaments of standard, as far as I understand. One of them includes like mono white, and they're playing 4 demolition field, 4 field of ruin to blow up like greedy tri-land or multicolored decks. Again, another sus hand. Well, okay, this is what the heck's happening? I mean, it makes this deck look really competitive. We've won 2 in a row. Previously, we had a 75% win rate. I will say, like, majority of those wins came from just choking our opponents out of playing because we're playing Bant control and Planeswalker sweeper nonsense. Very strong. Well, it's pretty strong. I wouldn't say very strong. We haven't been playing against a ton of like mono red, mono black so far, so that I think is our saving grace. To populate with a joint exploration, this can help us find lands, and then we can endless detour if necessary eventually. We've been getting a ton of 2-landers for hands. But I do really like the fact that we have to populate here. Opponent, these look like new Capenna sleeves. Oh, are they animated? They are. Like little curtains, sort of, or fabric. Venerated Rot Priest, great. Alright, I think this should draw us a card and create 2 dorks. Alright, that was not a land, so that's unfortunate. I'll have to joint exploration on our turn. Opponent's only got a Mirex here. I wonder if they're gonna have any other colors or any other lands. This is gonna be a repeat of the last game where our opponent forgot to find lands. No, okay. Selesnya Toxic. That is unfortunate. That is very good for them. Yeah, we need to be finding some lands. Alright, find us a land. We're doing this on our turn because we need lands. This is the price we pay for laughing at our opponent. I was afraid we weren't going to find a land. This is the price we pay for laughing at our opponent last game. Problem is this endless detour. If we target any of their creatures on board, we end up they're gonna pump spell it, so there's no reason to double block. That's the only reason they held that up. They have complete devotion and they were hoping to take out both of our creatures with 1 attack. That would be my bet. Speaking of toxic, I did a budget toxic deck a while back, and I think I have another interesting budget deck brew. I don't think this one's going to be anywhere close to as competitive, and granted, like the last time we did a budget deck, I think it was part of the reason it was so popular was we were at like Mythic rank, which I don't think we're going to be getting to this month or season or whatever you want to call it, just because I can't. I'm too bored of playing the same ranked stuff. Opponent thinking very long and hard about playing that crawling course, it feels like. Alright, let's play this Cradle Clearcutter. It's at least a blocker of some sort, and they can help us pay or depopulate. Play and pay for our depopulate. Though I do not fancy the fact that they have a crawling chorus, which is sweeper proof in the sense it creates a 1/1 light. I hate that card. Oh yeah, what was I gonna say? Uh, I was thinking, I was like, I was making the budget deck, and I was like, as I was finishing, I realized that we've just hit like 200 subscribers, which is so awesome. honestly didn't expect uh, ever to really do that well. But I was thinking I've been trying to think of like what to do for man, we really have not found any lands. What to do for like a 200 subscriber special? I feel like I have to do one, right? And so I would love to know if you guys have any ideas in the comments. I will probably put out a like community post or poll or whatever. Any like the most like I could do like a particular deck request or something. I that, but I feel like that's not. I don't know if that's special. And I was like, okay, I can do like a stream at a specific time if people would be interested in that. But I don't know how interested in that will people be. Opponent played out all their stuff and then got blown up. Do they have anything to recover? They do have a little 1/1 might, which they really haven't gone through much toxic. We've been very lucky. Return their land again. Hmm. I would really, really love um, a land. We're gonna start off with a Sunset Reverie, and then hopefully we'll find a land to exile their indoctrination attendant. Do they have complete devotion? That is the one question. I think they probably have it since like a while back. No, they don't have any actual instant spells that they're interested in casting. Weird. Hmm. Opponent, I have to say, they're giving me plenty of time to chat. Hmm. I could play down something here, but I think what we'll go ahead and do is we'll take another Toxic and then we'll go for the Exile with Wandering Emperor. Probably exile the Crawling Chorus. Shucks, that is not what I want to see, but it looks like we'll be taking 3 Toxic. We need to find a Sweeper. I mean, I guess we would return a Sweeper from our graveyard to our hand. Or not to our hand, to the top of our library. Yeah.
Anyone who
You may
harms
activate
my
her
people
loyalties as
must
though
be
you could
tended
activate an
with.
instant. Okay. You gonna pump something? Alright, we're gonna get rid of the crawling forest because that's the one that's proof from sweepers. They do have this Mirrex, which they'll start being able to pump out tokens with, which is problematic. Either we need to top deck a sweeper, or we're gonna have to do some funky things. Mirrex? I feel like they probably don't have. Ah, they're just gonna cycle those back and forth. Interesting. Um, what do we want to do? Kind of needed to populate. These freaking indoctrination attendants are disgusting. They're just a non-stop bounce, or like the non-stop fuel it gives them. And like they don't need to like hit in with like glorious large creatures because they're playing toxic. I despise toxic.
Back to wandering.
They're not gonna care about our emperor anyways. I'll just do this. It doesn't really make a difference. I guess I could have hit the Mirix. Would have made that much of a difference. Yep, Scheming Fence. Another reason why this Bant deck is brutal is because it leads to long, like, drawn out games. The problem is I don't know if we're gonna be able to win with the fact that they keep on indoctrination tendenting. Actually, we could double block so they can't just loop them. But if we planned a sweeper next turn, it doesn't matter that much anyways. They're gonna have one in hand. Do they have flash? They don't have flash. How close are we to being toxic out? Let's just go for it. Get rid of the scheming fence. I guess I could endless detour one of their mites if I wanted. Mirix or I imagine they should put like gain lands so they can just chain gain life. That is very annoying. Get this onto our library. Alright. Do you mind, opponent, stopping what you're doing for a second? They can't kill us with the Mirix yet. They have nothing that they can hasten. And they had no responses immediately, which is good. Yep, those lines are gonna be part of the death of us. Okay. I kind of just want to concede this match because our opponent's taking so long that we're probably not going to get to another match at this rate. Could return the Emperor, but that's not enough. I mean, if that thing hits us, we're dead. And there, it's trampling. So they really just hit the jackpot with that creature, did they not? I guess we can return it back to their hand when they go in for the attack. That works well. That works well. Do they have a protection spell? That's about the only thing that would save them here. But it wouldn't have mattered for us either way. Bye bye, Bloated Contaminator. We're trying our best to bring this toxic deck to its knees.
My judgment is final.
Arguably with like 12 almost useless cards. The Scheming Fences and the Cradle Clearcutters and the Halo Fountains. X Century. Okay. X Century is not going to do anything to us. Play out the full cost Clearcutter. The only thing that would ruin it here would be if they have what is it, Destroy Evil? They played one of those a while ago, did they not? Or no? That was our other opponent? Yep, start pooping out those tokens with those Mirixes. We need a Halo Fountain. If we can get a Halo Fountain, we can get Scheming Fence and Halo Fountain down. And then we stand a chance of winning. And then we can also make a samurai with Wandering Emperor. Ah, not what we need. Need another samurai.
Let your blade do the
Can't really
talking.
play out the scheming fence. So we could look to sweeper again with the endless detour. I don't think sweepers are gonna do as many favors. We're gonna probably just keep going for our face and ignore the Emperor, I would think. If they go for the Emperor, it's worth to bounce. Is this another indoctrination attendant? That'd be the fourth. Nope, it's just land. They can start drawing cards with their botanical plazas, but don't tell them that. I don't think they will, because they're probably just going to double Mirix their way to victory, because they can just activate the Mirix to pump out 2 mites each turn. Well, they need one more land to do that, but they can at least make one token. They can't really attack in without us completely stopping your attack. Endless Detour. I can return to populate, but then we say goodbye to our Cradle Clearcutter. I kind of want to see what's on the top of our library. I'm not gonna lie. Endless Detour. Okay, well, that answers that question. What's on the top of our library? Okay, well, at this point we kind of need to return the sweeper. Or like Sunset Reverie would work. But we need it on top, like in our hand. So I'm wondering if we need to actually like double cast these. Alright, well, we're just
Remember your
gonna
training.
we're gonna pass turn. Yeah, they can create. Oh wait, they can create 2 mites. Are we dead? No, we're not. We are not dead. Wait, they didn't go for the second. Oh wait, they tapped one of them. Yeah, they couldn't create 2. I was wrong. We talked about that last turn. It's gonna be like a 20-minute game. When I said long games, this is not really what I meant. Should have casted the endless detour beforehand. Well, in that case, that is good game. It was awkward. Do 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 do. Yeah, 17 minutes. Toxic. I love you. Not really at all. I hate toxic. Oh my goodness. Mirex. That was a bit of a misplay. We still had a chance to win that, and I kind of punted it by not endless detouring uh, before they got the venerated rot priest onto the battlefield, but it's okay. We weren't probably gonna win that one unless well, yeah, we weren't gonna win that one, period, I don't think. The next turn they would have had us killed anyways. You know what the heck, let's see what this does. And Sunset Revelry turn 3. Hopefully our opponent is a little bit speedier, so we don't have to play another 17-minute game. That was bad. Alright, there's Depopulate. We just need one more land. Our opponent's probably playing Rakdos Reanimator? No, Rakdos Forge. Alright, we need a Farewell in that case. We need a Farewell in that case. To get rid of all artifacts. Memory Deluge will help us find some stuff. Assuming Cradle Clearcutter survives. They could cut down it. They can't go for the throat it because it's an artifact creature. Drown an Acre does work. Ah yeah, I forged one of the like few reasons to include tons and tons of artifact removal. Doesn't do much aside to gain us 4 life, but hey. They don't really need a creature on the battlefield when you have forges. The populate's useless because they have the forge. Alright. What is the right answer here? Well, I'll just hold up the Emperor. Or maybe we wait another turn and take another beating. I think we'll wait a turn. And the next turn, we need to find a farewell and a... Don't bother. Their deck is literally designed to screw over our deck. Creatures and planeswalkers and sweepers. Without much interaction for other things. We have no answer to Obnixilis, so there's nothing we can do to kill planeswalkers, and they're gonna kill us in like the next turn. Well, at least our opponent was fast. What the hell is this hand? The one hand where you get 4 lands is nothing else useful. Like the least useful cards in the deck. This is definitely a mulligan. We want to see, if we want to see a sweeper and some like card draw. Our opening hand. I guess we'll keep. Cradle Clearcutter is more useful than the Halo Fountain. But if we're playing against mono blue, we might be in for a fun time. Mill would be bad for us, which they might be playing Mill because they have a Jace avatar. Esper. Okay, this will be interesting. I don't really know how this is supposed to go. We should draw us a card at least. There we go, land. Third land acquired. Oh, we are kind of screwed. Though we are pretty close to the combo ourselves. If we can just keep finding lands, we're actually in business. Because we have all the combo pieces. We have Scheming Fence, Clearcutter. Problem is if they mill us down to no cards, part of the combo is we need to generate a bunch of mana, and to do that we need to use the draw a card feature on the Halo Fountain a bunch of times. So I don't know. Opponent, you're gonna bounce it back to our Soul Partition? Gross.
Become subdued.
Alright, in that case, let's play Wandering Emperor on their turn. Our opponent is definitely going for the mill. I'm gonna fix the sound. This is not good. A 20-minute game makes this video probably gonna be like an hour and a half. I should learn how to edit.
We can
Stop milling our fucking lands, douche nozzle. Counterspell. You counterspell, I'm leaving. Congrats, you won. We don't have time for basically a loss. That's like going to be a loss. Wow. We go from winning a bunch to losing a bunch. And these ones haven't even been close. They're just like bad matchup after bad matchup. I mean, the toxic matchup wasn't actually that bad of a matchup. It was just we did not have much going for us. Or we didn't have a good answer to their Mirexes, and we did not have our combo nearby. I have to see another toxic deck. I'm gonna lose it. I was gonna joint exploration on their turn, and then we have to populate. So again, that nasty land known as Mirex is going to be the death of us, as well as toxic, because toxic means it doesn't matter how much life you have, you might as well just freaking surrender anyways. It's annoying. That's pretty good. That was pretty good. That means we actually have the combo in hand and almost enough mana to cast it all. We're gonna go populate, I think. Maybe we just play down Halo Fountain and see if they're gonna play anything else. We do this in Sunset Revelry. That would actually draw us a card. Maybe we'll find a land. Are you gonna counterspell? You only have one blue mana. What do you have? Like a negate? I mean, if we wanted to go as hard as possible for the combo, we could play Scheming Fence here, but I don't think Scheming Fence is going to survive as part of the problem. They probably have something else to do. I don't know. Like a Drowning Ichor for the Scheming Fence would be my guess. Alright, so we get to populate and then Scheming Fence here. That makes Scheming Fence sort of a target, so we might just go ahead and play out Cradle Clearcutter and then play Scheming Fence next turn. Oh man, we're so close to comboing. Please let us just go, opponent. Counterspell. I hate that fucking counterspell because it's unconditional 2-mana counterspell, and all you have to do is get 3 poison, and if you are playing the game with any sort of toxic cards in your hands, of course you're gonna have fucking 3 poison. It's nauseous. We're gonna be sweepering anyways. Prevent ourselves from getting more. We can just exile that. That's actually a reasonable option. Our opponent might counterspell. At least that leaves our Scheming Fence free to go. That's assuming that they don't have an Anoint with Affliction. Another Spell Pierce? Why the hell are you playing Spell Pierce?
I hope you're ready to lose.
You can have our Emperor, I don't care. I just want my Cradle Clearcutter and Scheming Fence. Just leave them be. That's all I ask. Unfortunately, we need our Cradle Clearcutter to have enough power, and we don't have. We're gonna need like 2 more turns. Well, 2 more turns to set up, that is. We're gonna hold up Endless Detour here, I think. And Memory Deluge. Could steal their Mirix, but that's not really the point here. The point here is to try and combo. piss off with your stupid kill spells. I mean, we're dead next turn. They're just gonna proliferate with like 4 spells and attack in. Ah, God, I hate Toxic. I'll just cast this to clear the board. Doesn't really matter, we need to just get rid of as many mice as possible. Alright, that was 0 counter spells. We can get Cradle Clearcutter down next turn, and then we need it to stick around for a turn as well as Scheming Fence. Ah, I love removal deck. It's such a fun format. I actually thought this Bant Shell was going to perform better considering like the first game I played of it, I won. But Toxic says you might as well go blast yourself. So irritating. So irritating. Whatever, keep it as the populate, though it doesn't matter because they're probably playing Toxic or Mono Red, and sweeping on turn 4 means fuck all. Oi, 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 oi. Oh, that's strange. Right, well now we're finding lands at least. We need a lot more than lands though to win the game. Jund? Are they playing like Jund Tyvar? What the hell? Hmm. I'm intrigued. You have my attention, opponent. Oh, Shieldred. Alright, you lost. You lost it. I don't care anymore. Yes. Bye, Shieldred. Don't come again. Alright, we just need Halo Fountain. If an hour and 30 into this video and we don't get the combo off in a standard queue game, we will literally go to a bots game. I will demonstrate it just because I will also have like a timestamp. Probably as a comment and in the description of like, this is where we actually get to play the game. Holy moly. Why are you playing Keldon Flame Sage? I want to know. Alright, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cycle as far as headquarters and then endless detour depopulate back into our top of the library. Opponent has been doing some ramping. Is this like a faithful handoff deck? Or is this just a weird Gen beatdown deck? Oh my god, this combo sucks. It's so cool though when you get it off. It sucks in like any sort of like standard queue. So it basically sucks. But you can probably have some fun against Sparky and like maybe not ranks. This combo, like I've gotten it to go off once or twice and not ranked, but that was like the worst version of the deck that I've created. This is a good hand. We have Spar's Headquarters with Seachrome Coast, the Sunset Revelry. We're one land off with Depopulate. We have Depopulate in hand. Our opponent's going to be playing Mono White. Nope, they're playing Soldiers. Why? I don't know. I guess because they like Soldiers. That's fair. It just hurts playing against this though. I mean, thanks for taking away some life, because now Sunset Reverie is going to do everything. Ah, the shit of the format. One of the most obnoxious cards in the entire freaking format. Just had to say hi. Whatever. We'll probably play down the Dreamroot Cascade, the Joint Exploration, so that we can find another land for it to populate. But we might be dead by that time. I mean, heck, they're going to be able to haste out a, let's just play this. Ah! Perfect card to the rescue. We can play Depopulate next turn if we play down the Cradle Clearcutter, and we can block with Cradle Clearcutter. Yeah, admittedly, they can put a +1 counter on like Thalia, and then give a +1 to, or put a +1 on Yoshi in frontliner and stuff. Alright, let's just switch decks. We're not gonna win with this one. Magic gods have told us no. You're not allowed to play Bant. I literally won against other humans with this these decks, and it wasn't a human that did absolutely nothing or just insta conceded like we saw him, but damn it, this video turned out horrible. Sure. Opponent balling on a budget, it looks like. Which is good news for us, because it means they might be a bit slowed down by their tap lands. So we might actually get to survive beyond turn 5 or 6. Realistically, we can combo off turn 6 if things go well, but Usually opponents don't like that, so they remove everything and anything and everything they see. I mean, we need a green source here to play out a Tyvar and start self-milling. His hand is much more anti them murdering us than us stopping them. Oh, great, it's an invoked despair pile, so it doesn't matter what they're doing, it's automatically a good deck. Ugh. Bankbuster, the most played card in Standard. Throwing an invoked despair. Sounds good. Really, opponent? They're like no creatures whatsoever? We can't find a single green source whatsoever? Like, bye bye, Deathbloom Ritualist. Ugh, fuck me. Opponent, wake up! It's time to cast your Invoke Despair. There you go. Like, Jesus, that deck plays itself practically. Cast Invoke Despair. Cast Invoke Despair. Cast Invoke Despair. INVOKEDESPAIR. That is the deck. For basically every black deck. For every deck with black in it. Can I like get a single green source? Because I really need Tyvar down here so I can start milling creatures and getting Deathbloom Ritualist. This Scheming Fence I don't think is long for this earth. The Scheming Fence can start putting out creatures. So Scheming Fence actually can produce a creature that we can sack with Diabolic Intent to tutor up a green source. The Scheming Fence is dead. Because they're just playing a spell deck rather than a creature deck. So every Invoke Despair, or sorry, every Depopulate in our hand is useless. I'm gonna break my screen. Alright, we're just gonna go play both games and demonstrate the combo. I'm done. I can't. This is miserable. Why? Why can't we do... fuck me. An hour later and we've literally gotten 0 combos off. But playing against bots will make it look like it's practically unbeatable. Because Sparky is useless, I guess. Alright. Whatever it is, it's a keep.
Let me show you just what you're capable of.
We got one part of the combo, so we just need 2 more cards. I guess I could Diabolic Intent for a Tyvar if I wanted. I imagine I should probably just do this. Let's play this. Oh, we have no blue. Oh, we don't have blue and a white. Okay, we'll just do this. Gain some life. Do this. I think we're gonna pick up Tyvar here. And then we can start doing things with Tyvar. Murder. Okay, that was pretty useless, but second Tyvar means that we're pretty safe to just play this out and have it die.
Let's pound these metal monstrosities. It's not a victory without you.
Don't have any other creatures to hit here. Alright, Fauna Shaman's in the graveyard. That is good. That means we can get a Fauna Shaman that can find us a Deathbloom Ritualist. They don't go after our Planeswalker here, which is a bit funny, but it's fine. We'll do this. We probably will just Legend Rule our Tyvar, actually. What we're gonna do is... wish I had an actual useful target for this, Beaming Fence, the Halo Fountain. Yeah, if we do this, we can potentially combo off next turn. Well, we can actually combo off next turn.
Whoever slays the most Phyrexians wins. I won't let you fall.
And then we can go ahead and use this auto pay. We can use it immediately because Tyvar gives things haste. We find the Deathbloom Ritualist. Next turn, we win. Okay, next turn we don't win because they went for our Tyvar. Following turn we do though. What is that? Oh, untap. Oh, we can just do this. Yep, we can use the first ability to just generate a token. Alright, this is what the combo looks like. This is the challenge I give to you. Can you make this function? The Sunset Revelry, there's no point in us casting it, but what you do is you click tap 2 untapped creatures you control, draw a card. It should auto tap your Deathbloom Ritualist, and then you have to select these two. And so you just go ahead and you repeat that process until you have roughly 15 mana. So just keep going. You need to generate enough mana where you can just go through with Scheming Fence and create 15, well 13 in this case because we already have 3 creatures. And then you also get to draw into a bunch of things. Admittedly, there is one card that we have not found yet that we do need to find while we're drawing, or we need to find a tutor for it. Diabolic Intent will give us what we need. Just keep drawing. There's Diabolic Intent, so we can go ahead, create a token to target with it. Use one of our lands. We could also just tap Deathbloom Ritualist to get what we needed. Mindlink Mech, this is going to be our source for tapping everything down. Now we just need to create 13 other creatures, or sorry, 12 other creatures. We need a total of 15. We just keep collecting Scheming Fence, untap. to 13 creatures. 14. 15. Then we can just tap for blue, doesn't really matter. This will help us go ahead, cast the Mindlink Mech, and then we can go ahead, crew one. Well, we're going to crew with our entire board here. Mid 16, power that is, and then you can choose whatever you want to copy, it doesn't really matter. And then you can go ahead, untap 15 creatures, untap, 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 untap. Go ahead through until you've selected 15. Submit 15, and Sparky gives you a free dub. I have pulled this combo off in actual games, but damn, I really did not anticipate getting trounced like we did. We'll go ahead, one for the road, play one standard game, non-ranked, to see if we can actually get it off. Granted, we were playing with the least, or like, I think this deck is a little bit less reliable, because if our opponent has more of a aggro board, they're going to kill us with this deck, whereas the other one's a little bit more like safe to aggro. This hand is interesting. We'll give it a go. No. Oh, no point in playing against Toxic. Actually, no point. Toxic's just gonna finish us off way too fast because of how broken poison counters are fundamentally. Lord Mojito. Well, Lord Mojito, wish us luck. Son of a... Oh my god. Like, should I just give you your free win and we can both go our separate ways? We all know how this is going to end in another, like, 2 turns. Opponent kinda overcommitted. We might actually stand a chance. Funny enough. Oops. I guess we don't really have a can return our depopulate to our hand. We're actually kind of close to the combo if we had more creatures in our graveyard. We need more self-mill here. Unfortunate. We could put Sunset Revelry, but I need to get depopulate here because of the fact that they're gonna... If they have one more haster creature, like hasting creature, they can get all their Phoenix Chicks back from their graveyard, which is going to kill us. I guess I should have played Scheming Fence. That's not gonna do it. Not quite. That will do it. Everybody's just trying to farm for daily wins everywhere. So you can't do anything remotely off the beaten path, it feels like. I don't know. Alright, well, that's the deck. Let's go over the decks real quick. We saw the combo, so I'll say good enough, you know? Oh my god. I'm so... How? How did I, in over an hour, not get this off a single time? I was getting murdered left and right. Alright, well, the combo... Just quickly go over the pieces. Scheming Fence, Halo Fountain, and your mana dork of choice that taps for 3 mana. And then you have Mindlink Mech to go ahead and tap everything down. You basically make Halo Fountain a creature with Scheming Fence here, because you just target the Halo Fountain with the Scheming Fence. Problem is, this gives it summoning sickness, so you can't immediately go off in that regard. Also, you need your Cradle Clearcutter to either have 3 power some way, or to cast it for its 6 mana cost, where it just natively has 3 power. So, with Cradle Clearcutter and Scheming Fence, you can go ahead, tap the Cradle Clearcutter, or in this case, you can just use the Scheming Fence's second ability here, which says untap 2 creatures you control, draw a card, and the game will auto tap Clearcutter, spend the 2 green and mana to pay for the second ability. You'll draw a card, and they will both be untapped. Or actually, sorry, the Clearcutter will be untapped. And then you can go ahead and repeat that again and again until you've drawn whatever you need and generated enough mana to go ahead and use just the Scheming Fence, targeting it as the untapped creature for the first ability to generate yourself a total of 15 creatures on your board. And then with some of your remaining mana, either with your lands or floating, you then go ahead and cast your Mindlink Mech that you've found, or whatever you're going to use to tap down all your creatures, and you go ahead, like, crew your Mindlink Mech. In this case, you tap down all of your 1/1 creatures that you generate, and then you can go ahead and, using 5 mana that you also have remaining, target the Scheming Fence and then 14 other creatures to untap them, and you get to win the game on the spot with just 3 cards on the board. If you can get these 3 cards on the board, keep them around for a single turn, you can just win the game on the spot. You don't have to worry about enemies' life totals or whatever shenanigans they have for the most part. I guess the combo is vulnerable to Shieldred because you're going to be drawing cards with the Halo Fountain. And then, like, in this particular brew, Cradle Clearcutter means you're generating infinite green mana. So if you do end up needing to cast anything with blue pips or white pips for some particular reason, such as, oh, you need to cast Mindlink Mech, you might need something like your Energy Refractor to go ahead and filter that mana. So you can go ahead, use 2 of your green mana to generate 1 blue mana. It doesn't really matter, you have infinite mana, theoretically. You have theoretically infinite in the sense that every time you generate like 1 mana in this case, you also have to draw a card, so you do need enough cards in your deck in that regard. I will say that I think, despite this deck probably being more reliable in getting off the combo, you're probably not going to be winning through the combo in particular. And then, because often people will just concede after you sweep their board a million times and have like a Wandering Emperor still going off. You probably will have enough damage to just finish them off. But if you do get it off, it's really cool. But yeah, it's a little bit slower and you need to be drawing more cards to generate your infinite mana, where I will say that this is where the other deck shines a little bit brighter, or is a little bit better, because well, you have a lot of ways to tutor up your cards. You have Diabolic Intent and Fauna Shaman, and then if something goes to your graveyard, you can use Shigeki or Dryad's Revival to get it back, or Tyvar because Tyvar says mill 3, return creature card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So that's how you can get your scheming fences. Um, and then this combo can be a little bit faster if you end up with more than 3 creatures in your graveyard. So say you milled yourself like your Blanchwood Prowlers are all in your graveyard, or like you have 2 Blanchwood Prowlers and like 2 Fauna Shamans, or like a Scheming Fence or something. You're generating 5 mana every time you tap the Deathbloom Ritualist, and then when you untap it with like the whole Halo Fountain second ability, you're generating 3 mana every time you draw a card. That way you can get your 15 mana much faster. So I do think this combo, you also don't have to cast like that 6 cost side of the Cradle Clearcutter. I will say, like, that's not the only way to go off with the Cradle Clearcutter. The thing with like the Cradle Clearcutter is that it says mana equal to its power. So what you can do is you can cast it for its cheap side and then just use like a simple pump spell. There is like a combo kind of deck where you use a bunch of Boons of Besagus and Witch's Web, which is target creature gets X plus X until end of turn, where X is the greatest mana value among permanents you control. Untap it. You don't need to use these particular like pump spells on your Cradle Clearcutter, but there is a deck where you just use like a bunch of Boons of Besagus, Witch's Webs, and then like Mindlink Mech and like Shigeki and what is the last card? The Colossal Sky Turtle, to go ahead and just infinitely loop this for like an infinite amount of flying power with the Mindlink Mech. Uh, I don't know if that's like a combo that you want to explore, but that is like another combo with like Cradle Clearcutter. There's a lot you can actually do with Cradle Clearcutter, because you can also use whoops. Oh, whoops. Yeah, it was in the wrong color. Patchwork Crawler. If you get yourself your Cradle Clearcutter in the graveyard, and then you exile it, with this, you get the activated ability on the Patchwork Crawler. And so that says that you can tap it for green mana equal to its power. Well, you get a +1/+1 counter when you exile it, so you can start tapping it for 2 mana. And then if you have Depth Charge Colossus, oh my goodness. If you have Depth Charge Colossus here, you can pay 3 to untap it. Well, if you exile this also with the Patchwork, uh, what is it called? The Patchwork Zombie blue thing. It's 2 mana, it's blue. Um, but yeah, if you also exile this, you can then you put another +1 counter onto it, and it's starting tapping for 3 mana, and then you can also untap it. If you just pump its power up with exiling one more creature, or you do like something else to pump up the power, you can then generate infinite mana that way. But also like a good card for that is Hypnotic Rifter, or like there's also just like cards that allow you to draw cards. Um, Creatures in particular is what I was thinking of. There's the Triskaidekaphile, which is 4 mana, I believe. Or maybe herself does. I don't think she actually costs 4 mana. Yeah, Triskaidekaphile. There are creatures with activated abilities that just say like draw a card. That is probably your go-to. So you can also put that onto that combo, and so if you like generate infinite mana, you can then generate like exile Triskaidekaphile from your graveyard and draw a bunch of cards, and then find whatever you need to win the game, however you want to win it. But yeah, that is this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Even if we really didn't get to do the combo, I hope that at least it seemed interesting, and maybe I've inspired you to try something else out here. Let me know if you guys have any ways to brew around this card, because I'd love to hear if you can make this combo win more frequently. Honestly, I thought that Bant deck would have done better, but I guess I was wrong. Though I do think this Jund, well, this isn't Jund. This like I don't know what the four colored deck names are. This blue, white, green, black deck is very intriguing. There are like combo decks you can do with Tyvar, thanks to the fact that it gives abilities haste, and then you can mill things, so you can play around with your graveyard. So we might explore one that does involve Patchwork and Tyvar. We can just do like Patchwork with Tyvar, because then you're just incentivized to mill the crap out of your graveyard, or mill a bunch of creatures into your graveyard, and then you can go ahead and reanimate your like Patchwork Automaton, and then your Patchwork, not Automaton, what is it called? Let's actually find out what the heck the card is called. The Patchwork Crawler. Patchwork Crawler, because then you can go ahead and exile a bunch of the relevant creatures with activated abilities and then combo off that way. There is a lot of graveyard hate running around in Standard, so good luck with that if you're interested in that. We might try it out, and we might also suffer in that video. So subscribe if you're interested in that. Do let me know if you have any ideas for like subscriber specials, celebration. And yeah, have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Ciao.